Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ivan Belastenko for Ichpod Prąd TV, Go Against the Tide TV here from Poland, Lublin, Poland. Today is 29th of August, and with us again we have our good friend from Hong Kong, Pastor Bob Kraft. Hello, Pastor.
Thank you, Ivan. Nice to see you again.
You too. Very nice to see you again, and thank you for joining us today. Do you want to tell us what's going on in Hong Kong? We hear that the PLA are slowly creeping in on you guys.
Well, I wouldn't use the word slowly. It just happened 12 hours ago at 4 o'clock in the morning. Now it's 10 o'clock p.m. So, it was 15 hours ago. They brought in armored tank, not tanks, but armored personnel carriers, like lots of them. They brought in troops, and they came in the middle of the night. And then the way that normally works, they always say, I'm not just talking about China, I'm talking about other nations too. They will always have a cover reason. They said, it's a normal rotation of troops. And people are saying, well, why didn't the other troops leave? Because nobody's seen them leave. And the other thing is, why did you come in at 4 o'clock in the morning? Those are questions. So, yeah, that happened just today. And then the other thing that we've had, two other things happened in the last few hours. One is we've had two people who are local people who were attacked, one with a knife and clubs, and they both organized protests independent of each other. So they were in different locations, and they were attacked and beaten by, people try to use the word thugs, but I would just say it's people who somehow support Communist China, because we really don't know who they are, whether they're sent from Communist China, whether they're local people who are just like criminal elements. But they were beaten up and they had to go to the hospital. And now it's a coordinated attack. And the third thing that's happening right now as we speak is they're showing a documentary movie for free in the public, and they set up a big screen TV, and it's called Winter on Fire. It's a documentary about the Ukrainian Revolution, and it's a very famous, well-known film. And they put it into Chinese, Hong Kong language, and they're showing it to the public, and there's thousands of people that are watching it now in different locations.
Mm-hmm. Actually, just on that documentary, I think it would be good if I warn you, because there's mixed opinions about that documentary, because some say that it was sort of like a coup that took over the whole movement of Maidan, in Ukraine. So you need to be careful with those things, that they won't call people to go violent and give a right. pretext to PLA to go into Hong Kong.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit, because first of all, I'm not recommending to anybody. I'm just telling you the facts, okay? I'm reporting the facts to you. That's what's being done at this very moment. Now, it's not done by me. It's done by other people who are doing it. And people here are pretty calm people. They protect themselves when they themselves are attacked, but they are not violent. They don't attack people. That's kind of the culture. And hopefully that doesn't change. The movie itself is, all I can say is it's being done in the public by other people. I don't know how else to put it besides that.
Because we know we've sent you our latest shirt, you can see it here, Free Hong Kong, and you mentioned earlier that it would be dangerous for you to go around with that shirt on the street. Is that right? Is that really that bad?
Well, in recent times, in the last month, 3 weeks, it's become dangerous for me to go out, actually. So it's a very stressful time for me, but this is also for everybody, and also for family members too. So people are being beaten, being stabbed, unprovoked, and then they target certain people. And I'm pretty well known in Hong Kong, so it's a very good possibility I could be targeted. But anything that looks black in color, because that's what the protesters are wearing when they do protests, they're wearing black. They consider that you're in supporting them. and then you're attacked. Or the other thing is if they read something like that, they would attack you. And there's a lot of communists in Hong Kong. So you just have to be really careful now. And they're telling people not to wear certain colors, wear white color or different colors. Don't wear black all the time.
Maybe you guys should all wear, like thousands of people wear black at the same time with the Free Hong Kong Club.
No, they do. They do that. I've seen millions. I've seen the 2 million member march. I sat right there and watched them go by me. 2 million people. It's an incredible sight, actually. They were almost all wearing black.
That's the way to do it. Outnumbered.
Well, as long as you're with a group of people, you're pretty safe. But when you're by yourself or with one or two other people, then it becomes dangerous.
Yeah. And tell us, what do you think about this visit Donald Trump will have in Poland? And we know that now he's ever more starting to support, the situation in Hong Kong. Do you think he has changed his mind and is now considering what the congressman, the letter that they wrote to him? Do you think his position has changed on Hong Kong now?
Well, first of all, with you as far as Poland and him coming there, Poland is a sovereign nation. So obviously it's about a relationship, between America and Poland. And then you have the political element there, how complicated that is, because America can do nothing without the support of the people there. So let's hope that happens. Now, his situation right now, I've been contacted by a few people who have really close relationships with people in the U.S. government, and they're asking me to do more. You've got the politicians like the congressmen and the senators, and there's around 640 of them. They have their own viewpoints, and it's based upon what their own self-interest is, based upon their district where they represent. So they have their own voice, and that's growing to support Hong Kong, to understand that people here want freedom and they want independence and they want liberty. It's not simply a matter of they want to support a law or not support a law. It's beyond that. So you have that element. And then you have President Trump, which he has a lot of things he's thinking about. In different countries, different regions of the world. Hong Kong is probably not his top priority, except for how it interferes with China, because China is a top priority. So we'll have to see how that develops. But him saying that he supports Hong Kong and that China should not use force against Hong Kongers because it would affect their relationship, that was a big statement from him. Well, he never said that before.
China is a big problem, so hopefully he can leverage the situation in Hong Kong as well to somehow put more pressure on China. I think it's good that they have that element. What would you guys do if the PLA indeed, the Chinese Communist Army indeed is getting ready to attack? Is there any plan to do, like, what's the strategy?
Well, my personal belief, based on what's happening now, because every night there are people attacking the police stations, multiple stations. They're coming and, I don't really know of another word to use besides attack. I just don't know of one, so I have to use that word. They're coming and they're, writing things on the wall, and they're getting the policemen to come out, and there's confrontations. It's every night. And it's multiple locations. So it's not a protest anymore. My feeling is that the police have lost all credibility here now. They do have power, but they've lost credibility, and the people are attacking them. So I think that's going to happen where they will bring in the PLA at some point. That's my personal opinion, because the police are not able to do anything now. So when and how long that would be, I'm not sure. But once that happens, then the people here are very, very smart about how to do things in a secondary way. So they'll come up with a new plan. What it is, I don't know.
That's good. It's what we always encourage. Be be sly, but also be pure as a dove.
Right. Right. Well, one thing that's really difficult here is that, I'm a pastor, I'm a Christian, and you really, until you experience it yourself, you can't really easily understand it, because seeing people attack each other and being attacked constantly, and you're talking about thousands and thousands of people all at the same time, you don't have a way to really know how to deal with that. I don't anyway. It's way beyond normal kind of civilized society. And it's tough. It's really tough.
Don't they? I'm saying they don't teach this, how to deal with these situations in the seminars, for pastors or for church leaders.
Well, no, they don't. And I had to think through it a lot for many months. I had to search the scriptures. I spoke just last week because I also am traumatized because of what I've seen. I've seen at least 10,000 people being beaten on the head since the last 5 years, and blood. So what happens is it was a combat chaplain for the U.S. Army who's been in combat. He was a colonel, so he was a senior person, and he's a friend of mine. So I was asking him, how do you deal with this personally? And he gave me some advice. But yeah, in Bible school, we just don't know how to deal with those things.
A great movie, which is sort of similar to the situations we are talking about, is Indivisible. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It talks about the war. I think it was in Iraq, and how a pastor that was stationed there to help bring up the morals and save the family relationship that the soldiers had. So it's a great movie. I fully recommend it. I don't know if you had a chance to see it, or if you heard about it.
No. I would like to watch it. I'll definitely look it up.
Indivisible. It came out recently, I think about a year ago.
Well, these kind of movies are really encouraging to me, and I try to watch things that are relating to kind of what I'm doing, right? Because it's not simple like a Bible story, something like that. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of those, but this is different.
Well, we'll keep on praying for you guys, and for wisdom and strength for you and for other Christians in there. And please keep us posted on the situation there and what's happening. And we'll surely broadcast and shed light on the situation there if needed.
Thank you very much. And there are a lot of changes taking place rapidly. And, I'm kind of like giving you information when something major takes place, like the PLA coming in last night at 4 o'clock in the morning. In my opinion, that's a major thing.
Yes, it is indeed. So thank you very much for joining us. Our guest was Pastor Bob Kraft, straight from Hong Kong. You've been watching Idź Pod Prąd TV, Go Against the Tide TV from Lublin, Poland here. My name is Ivan Belostenko. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.